Duck and cover. Has anybody here ever heard or seen duck and cover before? Maybe someone has, okay. So Duck and Cover is a propaganda film they put out for school-age children back in the 60s to warn them about what to do if a nuclear war were to occur. Now this was the reality for them and anybody living in the 60s here in the United States. The United States and Cuba were very close to going to a nuclear war. They both had their fingers on that big red do not push button, ready to push. That, of course, never actually happened, but like I said, they were close. So, because of this, because everybody was living in fear of when or if it would happen, everybody was told to build these fallout shelters at their homes. At the same time, our cavern was being looked at as the largest fallout shelter here in the state of Kentucky. In our shelter, we were supposed to hold 78,400 people down here. 10,000 of them would have been military personnel from Fort Knox, and the other 68,000 were anybody deemed essential or also some celebrities. Now, all these people got a letter sent to their homes stating that whatever rules that they had on there was not an invitation. They had to be down here, and if they did not abide by those orders, they would be physically removed from their homes and brought here. Now, we don't know who all got this letter. There's still a list that's going around, very confidential though, but we knew of a couple of people at the time. One of those people was Mr. KFC himself, Colonel Sanders, of course, the most important man in Kentucky. Guess his 11 herbs and spices are just that special. They have to keep him around even in times of need. I don't blame him though, KFC's pretty good. But what's funny about us knowing about Colonel Sanders is that he bragged about it. What's even funnier is that it was just him. Not his wife, not his children. So not entirely sure what there was to brag about. Another person we knew about was Muhammad Ali. We only know about that though because his letter got publicly revoked, and that's because he refused the draft and got into a lot of trouble. And the last person, if nobody's guessed it yet, was JFK. He was the president at the time, so he was gonna be on anybody's list. Now back to those 10,000 military personnel. They were responsible for bringing everybody into the cavern at the time. And once everybody got loaded in, they would block off all 4 of our entrances with limestone and lead. And the idea was to stay down here for 5 to 6 years. Now within those 5 to 6 years, this is what it would have looked like. They would have slept on cots. As far as entertainment goes, I'm sure they would have had card games, board games. They probably, I don't know, would have talked to each other, maybe. As far as food goes, I don't know if anybody can see it on our table over there. Spam. Everybody's favorite, right? They would have had a ton of Spam. As far as snacks go, they would have had raisins, peanut butter crackers, graham crackers. Also, the Civil Defense Authority would have sent out ration crackers to all of these fallout shelters. We actually have a container of them sitting on top of our barrels. It's the silver rectangle. That is full of those crackers, as we had experiments down here at the time involving the public. And those are the consistency of cardboard and taste like cardboard. So you'd like to think that maybe Colonel Sanders was gonna sneak a little something in his pocket before he came here. And what they would have drank was water. That was the easiest thing to do. It would have came in these 17.5-gallon barrels. One is sitting on top of the bigger barrels next to the crackers. Not only was this their drinking water, they had to use some of these barrels to bathe with. So they had to be very, very frugal. And if anybody's wondering where the restrooms were, it's those same barrels. So once they're empty, you cut a hole in the lid, like a toilet seat, and there you go. Now, this was what they would have done for 5 to 6 years. Sound good to everybody?
Yeah.
Everybody else want to stay underground for that long and talk to people and eat Spam? I'm surprised nobody's saying yes. So, for those who did or even thought yes, I have to change your mind. So, I hope this works. That 5 to 6 years, you can throw it out the window. It's not happening. You're not making it even close to that. You're going to make it about 6 months. Maybe. The biggest reason for that is once you block those entrances off, there's no fresh air coming into this cavern anymore. And this is where the tone starts to get a little bit darker. You're going to slowly suffocate because of this, along with those restrooms. Those restrooms produce methane gas after about 2 weeks. We've already learned that's not good for anybody. You can't light them on fire, because fire. Along with that, there's no sunlight down here. It's very dark. And they didn't have all these fun lights down here. They had oil lamps, which at the time needed oxygen to burn. So because there's no sunlight, your mental health declines. It takes about maybe a month or two for you to start to hallucinate. Your immune system also declines. You're gonna get sick so much faster. And I cannot imagine thousands and thousands of people down here being sick and hallucinating at the same time. That sounds absolutely awful. And lastly, you'll lose every ounce of pigment in your skin. People have been reported getting to this far into vitamin D deficiency, and they've said that you can actually see your own blood pumping through your vein at that point. Now, phlebotomists would love that. It'd be much easier to find them, but your regular everyday people, not so much. Now, for anybody who said they thought this sounded like a good idea, I hope I could change your mind, because it's not. I do understand that at the time they were panicking and they needed to throw something together, but this was really not the best idea. Now, to try to leave it on a little bit of a lighter note, we never actually had to use the cavern as fallout shelter, and fingers crossed we won't have to again. Because if we tried to now, that time would actually be cut in half, or even less. We'd be down here for about 2 to 3 months now. That's because the cavern is no longer at the original depth, so there's a lot less room for the air to travel through. They're probably also going to have a ton more people on that list as well. And lastly, there's still no sunlight down here.